Hofstede's cultural dimensions. Gert Hofstede's cultural dimensions provide a framework to understand and compare how cultures differ. Culture, as Hofstede defines it, is the collective mental programming that shapes how people think, interact, and act. His model identifies 6 dimensions that reflect national and cultural tendencies, not personal values, and they're particularly useful in international business and adapting effectively across cultural boundaries. Power distance. This dimension measures how societies handle inequality, authority, and status. In low power distance cultures like Canada, equality among all individuals is valued and hierarchies are informal. Social or class distinctions are not openly displayed, and everyone is subjected to equal opportunities. Managers typically consult with employees, and decisions are often collaborative. In high power distant cultures like Saudi Arabia, hierarchy is accepted. Everyone has a defined place, and authority is centralized. Organizations have built in inequalities where leaders are expected to give clear instructions and employees typically follow them without question. Uncertainty avoidance. This dimension measures how comfortable a culture is with ambiguity and the unknown. Canadians are more uncertainty tolerant, welcoming new ideas, innovation, and flexible rules. Business practices are met with curiosity rather than caution, and risk taking is viewed positively. Saudis tend toward the uncertainty avoidance side, preferring structure and tradition. Individuals look to rules for psychological security, punctuality, and precision. Innovation is possible but often proceeds cautiously. Masculinity versus femininity. This dimension looks at whether a culture values traditionally masculine or feminine traits. This could look like prioritizing competition and achievement, which is masculine, or care and cooperation, which is feminine. Canada is moderately masculine compared to other nations, but emphasizes work life balance, modesty, and equality, including valuing achievement and setting high standards with progressive views on gender roles and multiculturalism. Saudi Arabia is even more masculine, placing greater value on ambition, success, and working hard even at the expense of personal life. Living to work rather than working to live reflects the country's cultural orientation. Individualism versus collectivism. This dimension explores how societies balance the interests of the individuals versus the group. Individualistic cultures emphasize personal goals and independence, while collectivist cultures prioritize group harmony and loyalty. Canada is highly individualistic, valuing self reliance and personal achievement. People are expected to look after themselves and immediate families while being communicative but also value privacy. Saudi Arabia is more collectivist, where relationships, trust, and loyalty to the group are central to both social and business life. People often maintain deep, long term relationships or communities. Especially in business, relationship building is essential and trust takes precedence over formal rules or contracts. Long term orientation. This dimension looks at how societies view time and tradition, whether they focus on future rewards or quick results. Canada shows a balanced approach, realistic but still values tradition. Canadians plan for the future while adapting to present needs. For example, saving and investing, but still making sure to address immediate needs. Saudi Arabia leans towards short term orientation, emphasizing tradition, religion, and quick outcomes over long term planning. There is a low tendency to save for the future, and thinking is normative, guided by a firm belief in universal truths. And finally, indulgence versus restraint. This dimension reflects how much societies allow free expression and enjoyment. Canada is indulgent. People value leisure, freedom, and personal expression. Canadians tend to have a positive, optimistic outlook while maintaining an openness to spending on enjoyment and acting according to personal wishes. Saudi Arabia is more restrained, where social norms emphasize discipline, modesty, and controlled behavior. Individuals tend to suppress desires, follow strict social norms, and make leisure and enjoyment not cultural properties. You may ask, why does it matter? Well, Hofstede's model helps us understand how values shape communication, leadership, and teamwork. For example, knowing whether a culture values equality or hierarchy, or openness versus control, can guide how we manage teams, negotiate deals, or build trust. By applying these insights, individuals and businesses can better navigate cross cultural relationships and succeed globally.